news. Proceed with caution. That's a message state lawmakers sent to state regulators today as they consider setting a limit on just how much oil companies can make off of California drivers.
Yeah, regulators are trying to decide if it's a step they'll actually take. KCRA 3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala joining us with the debate going on at the state capitol.
Yeah, Ty and Andrea, California lawmakers today from both parties expressed their concern with what is known as California's gas price gouging law and how it could impact the market. Last year, in response to spiking prices, lawmakers passed this push from Governor Gavin Newsom that requires the oil industry to be more transparent about its business practices. It also gave the California Energy Commission the power to set a possible profit limit and penalty on refiners if they are found to have made too much money off of California drivers. The state Senate's Energy and Utilities Committee held a 3-hour-long oversight hearing into all of this today. The vice president of the California Energy Commission told lawmakers there is no evidence that oil refiners in California are price gouging, but he did say they are profiting off of those price spikes that we've seen in the state over the last couple of years. Now, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle expressed some concerns about how this penalty might negatively impact the market and worries that it could push oil businesses out of state and make prices even higher.
For now, figure out how to work really closely with those refineries to ensure that we don't put so much on them that they leave, because I think at the end of the day, we're here for consumers. Everything we're saying today is about consumers. And I don't see a scenario where one of them leaves that's going to help our consumers.
None of the industry in our good faith discussions dispute that during these times, their profits go up a lot. So who's to decide how high can you go during those times? And that's what we're trying to think through.
Meanwhile, the oil industry warns that if the state moves forward with setting a limit and a penalty, the state risks losing even more refiners in oil production. The state right now is down to 9 of them.
So this could potentially backfire in a bad way. That's kind of what they're discussing right now.
At the root of the concern.
Because that would be horrible for consumers.
Right.
So what's next in all of this?
Yeah, so there's still some time. The California Energy Commission is still working through all of this and plans to take a vote on whether to set a limit and a penalty by the end of this year. I'll also note a state lawmaker from Arizona showed up to this hearing today to say that this could have an impact beyond California, Arizona, Nevada, other West Coast states in the fuel market here. So a lot of eyes on this decision-making process. We will have so much more on this at 6 o'clock.